I can't believe we got Dan to do another anime episode with us.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him to watch them for years.
I think he's finally coming around to liking manga and anime as a whole, though.
That's weird. The lights in the studio are already on. Dan?
Hey, Jake.
You're here. You're early today. What you eating?
Fingers.
Did he say fingers?
Yep.
Oh, kind of like Yuji Itadori does in the show to gain more cursed energy. Neat. I didn't know you could method act a podcast. You're really that excited to cover Jujutsu Kaisen?
What the hell is a Jujutsu Kaisen?
The anime we're covering this week?
Oh, shit. I have not started watching yet. I thought that was next week.
Wait. You thought that was next week, but you're eating fingers today?
Well, yeah, I've been dipping them in honey because I thought we were covering Winnie the Pooh. I didn't want to get my own fingers sticky.
Jesus. Did we not just have spoons?
No, he's a bear, dumbass. Why would I use a spoon? He doesn't even have thumbs.
But bears don't.
I think we just let this one go and record the episode.
Yep.
Welcome to Gatecrashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, our code is this: to make all things more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. Hi, I'm Scarlett, and I use she and her pronouns.
I'm Amanda, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Jake. I use he, him pronouns.
And I'm Dan. I also use he, him pronouns. And, big episode today. What are we talking about?
Today we're going to be discussing the manga and anime Jujutsu Kaisen, which will be super fun since I believe we have a blended panel of anime only and manga readers.
Yeah, it's going to be a super good time. I'm very excited. So just a back of the blocks blurb for you guys. Jujutsu Kaisen is a shonen manga that began in March 2018, and it follows high school student Yuji Itadori, who accidentally becomes the host for an ancient and powerful curse named Ryomen Sukuna after swallowing one of Sukuna's fingers. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yuji is eventually recruited to a secret organization of Jujutsu sorcerers by Satoru Gojo, where he's given a choice: die now or help the Jujutsu sorcerers collect the rest of Sukuna's fingers and die later. Yuji is joined by fellow first-year students Megumi Fushiguro and Nobara Kugasaki, and the rest of the story unfolds from there.
And a brief little history. Mangaka, I don't know how to pronounce this one name. I think it's Gigi Akutami, created Tokyo Metropolitan Curse Technical School in 2017 that was serialized in Jump Giga. This series was very brief and would lead to a massive sequel series known as Jujutsu Kaisen, or JJK. Jujutsu Kaisen, like we mentioned earlier, began its serialization in March of 2018. The Dark Fantasy series follows incoming freshmen of Jujutsu High School, with characters from the first series returning as second-year students. Jujutsu Kaisen blew up quickly, and Tokyo Metropolitan Curse Technical School was redubbed Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0, and later adapted into the film Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Akutami is a bit more of an elusive figure, as they do not show their true face, and their gender is unknown. They made their first public appearance in 2021, on the show Mondo Kobayashi to accept an award from the show. The catch was that the creator went in full Mechamaru cosplay. The manga is still ongoing and currently stands at 18 volumes, with 14 currently available in the United States, so who knows when this will end. The anime started airing in October 2020, currently with one season and 24 episodes. The second season is on its way in 2023. The prequel movie Jujutsu Kaisen 0, based on the volume of the same name, just released in the US this month. Catch Amanda's spoiler-free article on gatecrashers.fan.
Damn. I don't think we've ever plugged the website in an episode before, have we?
We should.
I think we tried that once. We also tried to plug our personal Twitters before, but we stopped doing that.
Well, that's a little bit of a mess. But the website itself?
Listen, you would not believe how high the stats have gotten. It's very cool. So some of the major themes of the... Sorry, I just saw the all caps, the power of friendship. Your past coming back to haunt you, learning to be an active participant in your own life, and forgiveness. Now, who may like this? Now, fans of classic shonen properties are sure to eat this up, but fans of horror, both Eastern and classic Western horror, will also get a kick out of this, especially if you enjoy your horror with a splash of absurdity and humor. Also, if you love hella dumb characters tasked with saving the world, they also know how dumb they are, which is incredible.
They're super aware.
This is one of the ones that like everyone's like, oh, you should watch it. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to. I have bought every volume of the manga and pre-ordered all the upcoming ones. Like, the mix of horror and just a bunch of horny dumbasses.
He sent me the other day, he sent me the song, I Just Did a Bad Thing. I regret the thing I did.
Yeah, he did the same thing.
He sent it to me too, and I was like,
just the screenshot of like all of that and Chainsaw Man, like all those volumes just ordered. I was like,
yeah, I bought all of
I
them.
was like, is this song for my health,
God,
or did you,
wait till
or are
you
you
come
trying
crying
to tell
me
me
and saying,
something?
Jake, this ripped my heart out. For both of them.
I'm excited. They were like honestly way cheaper than buying a bunch of comics, like beyond cheaper. And I was like, oh wow, I'm getting so much more for like way less. Probably because it doesn't cost as much to print because it's not colored. But Scarlett, where can people find the show?
the show is available on Crunchyroll and HBO Max in the US. The manga is available on the Shonen Jump app, and you can buy the book at your local bookstore or anywhere you get manga.
Where's the Third Eye Comics plug?
We are going to talk about...
Where's the Third Eye Comics plug?
They do sell manga.
They have a big manga
If you don't have a
wall.
local comic book... If you do not have a local comic book store, you can always go to thirdeyecomics.com. They do ship internationally, and they will help you out to get all of this. Because a lot of the popular manga books are kind of hard to pick up because they run out so quickly. Like Chainsaw Man is pretty hard to
Jujutsu
pick up.
Kaisen is also hard to find.
Yeah. So, you can join us after the jump. We will be talking about most of the first season up until the exchange
We're talking about
day.
like the first arc, so watch the first arc of the show.
No, we're talking about up until that fight, and the first volume of the manga. We're going to chat a little bit about as well. So if you don't want those spoiled, go watch the show or read it. This is the first time in my life I've watched an entire anime season in a week. Not even a week. I watched it in 4.
He pulled
It's
a
not
me.
hard. It's not hard.
Yeah. Oh well, Jake, I don't have as much time as you do to watch all this. I don't have I can't concentrate on anything
And
for that
also,
long.
Neither can I.
To be very fair, it's when I am in the room, and I can do that in a single night. My perception of how long things should take is very skewed.
Trust me, I know.
Sometimes,
But yeah, it was super quick. It was incredible. Every episode is so much fun. Seriously, check it out, and then join us after the jump. And we're back.
Hello.
Wish my mouse would work. What is the what's the demon that lives inside Yuji's name?
Sukuna.
Yeah, Sukurandi's nuts. What's up? I've been waiting all week. You don't know how many times I've said it to myself, just sitting on the couch watching. Yeah, Sukurandi's nuts.
We know where Dan's brain's at.
I love those. That's my new humor. Jake, remember the one day I just decided that's what I think is funny?
Yeah.
I
found a new thing. It's going to be great, I promise.
The Sukuna is incredible. Like, I love how that demon, like, the hands open on his body, like, on his face. That's what got me. That's what was like, oh, shit, I'm really going to like this show.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's got body horror.
I think the only thing that I had been exposed to with JJK is probably the cover of the first volume, not 0, but of volume 1, where Yuji has his hand out and it's Sukuna's mouth on his hand, and I was just like, what the fuck's happening there? And then I just moved on, and like I didn't question it, and I talk a little bit about this, but like the reason I even started watching JJK is because like one of my friends sent me a link to the outro song. And they were like, listen to this. And it's such a fucking...
A little dance?
Lost in Paradise is such a fucking banger.
I've been listening to that nonstop today, and I never skipped that ending. I always watched it.
It's so good!
First off, the animation for that, and just like Yuji coming out, and he's just like, oh yeah. And then Megumi just walking, he's just like, he knows he's a badass. He knows he's cool, and he's just like, okay, I'm whatever, like, let's go. And then Gojo with his one button comes out and he's like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm like, I love you. I love you.
Comes in with his cholo style.
It's just such a fun, upbeat outro, considering how like some of the episodes really do be ending on like,
I think
hello?
It only gets worse.
I think there was like a trend on TikTok, and it was like a like anime stories or anime episodes be like this, and it was like very graphic, but then have endings like this, and it was like that. It was the JJK ending, and it's like all happy.
But yeah, I did not expect to love JJK as much as I did. I think from the very first episode, I was like, wait, I'm fully invested just because of how obsessed I am with how stupid Yuji is. But then the song is really what made me go, all right, I'll watch the anime, I'll bite, and then suddenly here I am.
So typically, Scarlett and I only watch the first time like the new intros or outros are introduced, because she makes me skip the intro to my Italian anime every time we watch it. So it's like a payback. Like, I'm not watching yours if you won't watch the Sopranos theme song 100 times.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with that?
I know, it's the greatest intro of all time. It's an anime intro. It's got all the stuff. It's got all the settings. It's got all the only character that matters, Tony Soprano.
It's actually more of an outro because it's kind of like a montage-y type thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. But I was not ready because I was watching the first couple episodes on my iPad and it kept skipping the outro. And then one time I watched it in the other room and it came on. I was like, what the shit? Like, it's so colorful. Like, the pastel is like, what am I watching? Not even just that. The dialogue in this show is written like, I don't know. It does, like, the creator doesn't sound like someone who takes things too seriously so far. And I love that, because some of the dialogue is just genuinely funny. Like, we'll talk about the characters in a second, but Panda is talking to whatever the Sasuke character's name is.
Megumi.
Fushiguro.
I like him a lot. This is the first, like, that sort
this
of
is the first
archetype that I really
Sasuke I've liked.
But they're like talking. He's like, wow, you're super laid back. Like, just casually, there's a panda saying that. And I was like, this show is just fucking wild. So where do you want to start? Because I really do. I did not think I was going to have a ton of stuff to talk about when we said we were going to do this episode, but like, got a lot of things.
I mean, we all know I can talk about how much I love specific characters for fully the entire hour, but like, I'm really excited actually
I have to watch
hear,
my mouth.
I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about Jujutsu Kaisen, because like this is really the first one where you've just been like, yo, and I'm really excited to hear what you think.
So again, I was not ready. Like I've only read Junji Ito. I've read Monster. I've watched a little bit of Psychopaths. Like I've watched some of the stuff that has like horror suspense elements to it, and then I've either watched that or I've watched like My Hero, Naruto, all that stuff. Oh, and Bobobo. That's very important here. And this is the first time where I felt like all three of those things that I like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, all three of them met. And it was like, this show is fucking ridiculous. The hard designs are... Does the writer also do the art?
Yes.
Yes.
God damn.
Most manga do, but also most manga have a team behind them.
Yeah. So, the mixture of humor and horror and like these really wild characters, and like it doesn't take itself super seriously. They're curse hunters, but like it's also like, no, this is ridiculous, and we're not pretending it's not. Like we're just leaning into it. Some of these characters are absolutely batshit wild.
Let me remind you. I've mentioned this before. The use of the Dragon Ball opening. It starts off kind of funnier than it ends up being to hook you in and make you care about the characters.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about the beginning right now.
Yes, I know.
Stop alluding to the end, Jake. We're not there.
This one's not over, right?
No.
No.
Not yet.
It's still
got
going.
a couple years left. Yeah.
Chainsaw Man's over.
No. Part 1 is over. Part 2 isn't meant to be started
completely.
again. No.
Oh, shit.
Because it ends with them going to high
Real
school.
quick, just parallels, because that I'm thinking of that. Can we just talk about the horniness of like those two anime like books? And in this one, you've got people talking about like what their archetype of their type of a girl is. It's a tall girl with a fat ass. and then in Chainsaw Man, he's just like, I just want to touch boobies.
What is the exact line that he says to Megumi when we first meet greatest character of all time, Todo? He like they start like doing the whole like we're gonna fight thing, but what's the exact line that he asks?
It's like, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta ask you a question.
Oh, and then he asks Megumi what his type is, and then Toto's like, by the way, my type is a tall woman with a big ass.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like people who don't have weird kinks. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is the greatest show of all time. He's legitimately just like, yeah, if you're not horny, we cannot be friends. We're out.
Dan just watched the episode I was watching where Toto meets up with Yuji in the forest, the fight. And this bitch has a full-on headcanon in his head of him and Yuji becoming friends and is crying. And I'm like, this guy just fantasized about like
Besto friendo.
Besto friendo.
Oh yeah, because he like puts this whole, so he's obsessed with, I guess, who is like a pop star, maybe the character that he loves. An idol, and he's like in love with her, and he makes this fantasy in his head where him and Yuji are like in a regular high school together, and he tells her that he loves her, and she says she's in love with someone else, and he has like this bro moment where he's like, oh, do you think it could be me? And he goes, no, not at all. Slaps him in the back of the head, and he's like, let's go get ramen. This man had that entire fantasy on the battlefield. He's crying when he comes back. There is tears coming out of his eyes and snot coming out of his nose. I was like, I this is what I want in all of my content. This picture I sent you earlier, after I said don't look up anime characters on Twitter, don't do it. But I found a picture of those two. It's because I was like, oh, I wonder what kind of like cool fan art there is of this guy. It's him and Johnny Bravo, and I was like, oh, that's why I love this guy.
Yeah, it's about right.
Because he's just got that energy where he's just like...
Well, I mean, you all know what his power is called, right?
No, what's his power?
Boogie Woogie.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
His power
It
is
is.
Boogie
Yeah.
Woogie.
Yeah.
Holy
Shout
shit.
out to my friend Alexa. Alexa was telling me about that. She was like, "Wait, you haven't even seen Boogie Woogie yet."
Just do all of them like with their cursed energy? Does that come from something, or is it just like some of them are just born with it? Like it's
Some of them are
Maybelline?
just born with it.
Maybe it's
Sometimes
Maybelline.
It's kind of odd because I'm just going to spoil the one person's power, and it's the principal of the other school.
The old man.
Oh yeah,
Dan, you want to know what his power is?
rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
I watched the whole season. I've seen it. Pulls out a fucking guitar and he's like, bow, wow, bow, bow. Like, you know what a guitar sounds like,
Yeah.
and he's like, bow, bow, bow.
But yeah, like
Fucking
the whole
incredible.
the whole like impetus of like cursed energy is that like everybody has some form of capacity of cursed energy for the most part, but like not everybody has enough to harness it in any kind of way or to like see spirits or to use cursed energy. So like that's why like Maki
Well, not
Zenin,
everybody does.
that's why Maki Zenin is like kind of an outlier with the rest of them because like she can only use cursed energy through like weapons that have cursed energy imbued in them, as opposed to like Megumi and Nobara who have cursed energy like in them. And so they can
She's,
manifest it in a
God, I
specific
can't
way.
talk about
She's
the
the
cool
green.
stuff.
She's the green-haired
She's the one
one.
with the-
No, you can't talk
Oh.
about the cool stuff because
And her
not
sister
only
is
are we
Gun.
not that
I
far.
I will. Can I explain what the ability that is called though?
What's
Gun?
called gun?
Gun.
No, because there's two characters with this thing.
Gun and hammer.
No, with Maki's thing, and then there's also Mekamaru. It's called Heavenly Restriction. That's all I'm going to leave it at. It's
Cool.
awesome.
That means nothing to us.
Angels.
They traded.
God.
It means something when they were born. Something was traded in response to power of some sort.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's not weird.
I need you all to be further than this.
Okay,
Am I,
but also other people are
When
listening.
did the show come out?
The show came
Yeah,
out in
we're only
October
talking
2020.
Why is it? Oh, I guess that makes sense. It hasn't come out the second season yet.
They're it's in the
Damn,
works.
I might watch it in Japanese.
It's fun.
This might be one of the ones I finally just like. It's not that I'm not against subs. It's just it's hard for me to like. I have too many things going on all the time to like just focus in. But like I like this enough that like I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally have the mind if I'm going to end up having to read, I'm just going to read the manga. But that's just me.
You haven't read the manga at all?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've read up until pretty much where the anime ends, and then I know like key bits, and by I know key bits, it just means I looked up every single character and figured out who died.
No, that's the wrong way to do it.
No.
But
You pay you go and pay $2
if
for
it
a
already-
Shonen Jump subscription, and you
if
get
shit's
download
already
that app and
happened-
read it all in 2 days.
I
Like
have a
did.
Shonen Jump subscription.
Read it all in
It's-
2 days.
Sir,
It's so worth
I
it.
read for my job. I'm tired.
yeah.
Nobody to talk.
I heard like speaking of character deaths or whatever, but like I was talking to my friend earlier and she was telling me how the writer hates the character of Gojo and hates how popular Gojo has become and like hates the character that they created.
did that to themselves.
That they created. And so a lot of people speculate by the end of this, like, are they going to kill Gojo off because they hate them so much?
I mean, that's fine, but also
I don't want.
they did this
No.
to themselves. They made a very
They
sexy
should.
white-haired character,
Yes,
and they made
who
him
also
OP,
is
and then they
OP
were like,
and hilarious. He's got a humor. He is also just a dick, and he is just an
he's their
idiot
dumb
too.
sensei. Like,
He's their dumb leader. Yeah, exactly.
like
With
he just
beautiful oceanic eyes, I can just melt into that glistening abyss icicle abyss of those beautiful pearly blues.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's go on to Panda.
Well, the interesting thing about his eyes are they're not necessarily beautiful in the manga. They're just kind of creepy. It's awesome.
I'm excited to see that.
Those mean the same
I
thing.
really like the manga. The manga had the author's notes. So when he brings the souvenirs in the first couple episodes, and he just has like a bag full of mochi that he just bought, the author puts in like an ad. And they're not paid to do it. They're like, I just really like this mochi. You should order some too. It's really good. I'm like, what? What is this? So good.
I love that when the writers like would put notes and stuff, like would have their they would. I think it was in.
Told it's not in the digital stuff. Like it's not all of it's in the digital, which I was like, that's why I fully committed to. I was like, maybe I'll do it digital, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna do it all physical because I really liked that. That's the only thing that I felt the show was missing was like the author's voice because they're really weird, and I like that a lot.
Did you both see the video I sent in the Slack of Yuji in the introduction where he first introduces himself? And the voice actor, who's Adam MacArthur, was like, hey, look what I can do. Like, it's great being a voice actor because you can make them say whatever you want. So, like, when Yuji, like, in the first, like, or second, third episode, is, like, meeting the principal of this, like, sorcerer jujutsu high school, he's like, hi, I'm Yuji Itadori. I like girls like Jennifer Lawrence. And the voice actor changed it, and he's like, I like girls like Megan Thee Stallion. And I really think Megan Thee Stallion that should be what it needs to be changed to. It needs to be like, I guess Jennifer Lawrence. That's sure. That's what a high school kid is into.
Is this one of the ones that she loves?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I know Megan. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, if you're ever listening to this, we love you.
We want to talk anime with you.
We want to talk anime with you, please.
Let's find out. All the characters are just, I really liked everyone. Like, typically there's one character that does not vibe with me and I hate them, but like, Megumi was great. Nobara, she's great.
My crazy bitch wife.
She's great. There was girl with gun.
May.
The principal. The principal is probably where it all really locked in. I was like, oh, this show's also funny and it's fucking, they don't give a shit. Because he has all like this super serious, like he's got like a goatee and like these sunglasses and he looks super serious. And then you see behind him are just all of these dolls. And they have cursed spirits, like they're undead or something. But this man full on has just like a row of creepy dolls that hangs out with him all day. Jake, what was the one's name? Sally?
No, it's Kathy.
Kathy. I was like, what?
Yeah, you texted me saying, Kathy.
I think the voice actor, the English voice actor for the principal is the same voice actor that plays Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter.
What the hell is that? Oh.
Clown. Creepy clown.
What? Oh, okay. I do know who that is.
Clown.
Everyone knows the clown.
The pervert.
That's a Hunter x Hunter character? I thought that was something else.
Pervert.
Yeah.
I see that.
Is he really? Is he? Because I've never watched. I only watched those 3 episodes.
Michael Jackson from Demon Slayer, and
Demon Michael Jackson.
Pink and green haired girl from Demon Slayer as well.
Mitsuri, who I love.
Sure, I'll never watch that show.
It's so good.
I do not.
It's so good.
No, the animation looks fucking terrible.
It's not. It's good.
No, it looks like a blend of like CGI, and I can't handle that.
Well, this one has CGI in it.
Smooth. Yeah, but it's not nowhere near as bad. That one looks like it was made for like Nickelodeon.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. We're not here to diss other animes.
I'm always here to diss other animes.
No, you're not. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So the other school really hated that old man principal. I wanted to kill him. He's the only character I didn't like because he was mean.
You didn't. You liked.
Then he fucking whips out his guitar and he's like, "I'm a human ant, baby."
You like the bad guys?
They're not bad. Oh, wait, pause. Let's talk about that for a second because normally like some of the regular characters like have like the horror elements and stuff to them. And you're like, oh, they're the weird, like some of the regular characters are weird. Every single one of the bad guys in this show is an absolute fucking weirdo. They're like goofy. They're like silly. Like they're in a funny, silly, goofy mood. Like the one looks like a marshmallow with chocolate melted on the top of them. I'm trying. So I have my list of characters up because I can't never remember names. I love them. They're very goofy. Like the Roppongi curse.
Roppongi?
That looked like the fuck. Yeah, Jake, what's the fucking little Yu-Gi-Oh?
Kariba?
Karibo, that's it. It looked like a Karibo with legs.
What's the little Yu-Gi-Oh?
And then
Yeah,
you said
you know.
Kaiba, which is the rival in that series.
I hated him too. Loved Pegasus though. Big Pegasus guy.
Sukuna?
Sukuna was cool, and I really like that it wasn't overdone. Like it doesn't feel like it's always the big thing going on, which is cool.
No, Sukuna actually goes quiet for a long time in the
That's
manga.
interesting. I like that. But I'll let other people talk their things in a second. I just wanted to talk about the actual horror elements of this show. The design of the monsters is so cool because it doesn't fully match anything else that I've ever seen. Like there's elements of like Joji Ito stuff. That there are some elements of like I'd say Del Toro with the eyes and things like that, with like finger bearers. Like things like that, there are elements of lots of stuff that I love, but each of them feels like super unique in a way that like I was super excited about. And I didn't understand why they said human things. Like one of them was like, "You have any water?" or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Is there a reason, or like, are they humans turned into these things?
So which section are you talking about? Are you talking about the first, the beginning? Or
no, there was like a scary one under a bridge, because I know the two in the beginning are transferred students.
Okay,
right?
So there's a few of them that are trans morphed figure, whatever the term is that he uses, because I think it's different between the manga and the anime. There are times with those are humans. Anything that Mojito throws out is it.
Okay, so we got a couple of things. We got the sorcerers, which are the people we like. Then there's curse users, and curse users are people who use curses for naughty things, right?
Yes.
Then we've got the special grades, who are the bad, like the big bads. They're the people like the Mojito guy.
I was waiting for you to just call him Mojito.
I really liked him. He was very funny. He like some of the the way he moves is something I really like in characters. Not too spoilery, but Hanami, is Hanami in the show a lot, or in the book a lot, Jake?
Hanami as in
the cursed
the tree one?
Yeah.
The tree one was dope.
Because it was like a sick demon monster in a schoolgirl dress. I was like, what the fuck?
Does Gato mentions Shibuya, right?
Yes.
For Halloween? So. Yeah, that's why it's cut off. I'm not going to mention anything further beyond that point.
Yeah, but the horror elements are really cool. Like, there was a lot of, is there a lot of blood? I don't remember too much blood.
I feel like there wasn't a shit ton of blood in the first season, because I know that in the manga there's a lot, and I also know that when I went to watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0, I was like, did I just forget how violent this show is? Because suddenly it was just like bloodbaths everywhere, and I was just like, are we okay? What's happening?
I really want to watch the movie. I think I might go see it this weekend.
You should!
I like it when an anime is also like that, but then I also this takes me back to being like a child, and I would watch anime on Adult Swim because I was like, oh, it's edgy. They say cuss words. It's not like Pokemon. And this one, it's like, yeah, let's just drop shit and bitch. And I'm like, yes, all the vulgarity.
I love that it's I love that it's the
Yeah,
vulgarity
Jesus.
that gets you, and then I'm over here being like, remember when Nobara drove a nail into her own hand?
That is badass. Oh shit, her weapon is cool as fuck.
Bro,
She has the
listen.
straw doll and the hammer.
I love Nobara so much. Like, not only is she a sarcastic little asshole, but she's a sarcastic little asshole from, like, the boonies. And she's like, no, fuck you guys. I'm in the big city. I'm gonna go shopping. And everybody else is like, what? Huh?
I
Huh?
like that she's actually written well.
Yes.
Unlike another anime or
Talking about Sakura?
Yeah, I'm talking about
Can,
Sakura.
can we not?
Sakura's great,
Can we
but,
not
like, they
badmouth
don't-
Sakura?
No, I love Sakura.
Oh, no,
I just
it
don't
has
think
nothing to do
they-
with Sakura. It has
It's
everything
the
to do with
fact
the
that
writing.
the writer
Yeah.
can't write for females.
Oh yeah, no, like it like I have come to terms with this in my many
Yeah,
years
you have to.
where
You have
like
to.
I am going to stan every female character I see, and then I'm going to murder their writers.
Well, I heard that that's, and because we had mentioned that no one knows the gender of the writer, but I've heard that that's speculation. Why a lot of
Yeah.
readers believe it's a female because of how well the females are written within this.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
they're
lot of people
not,
that
like-
believe that. I don't necessarily know. And with the Mekamaru cosplay, you can't tell.
Yeah.
At all.
And I think
So, which is
also
good for
that's a
them.
big thing too, is like, and I don't know if it changes later on, Jake, because I'm only on like episode 15. But I was told that there's not much like romance. Like there's not, like you would see in like
No.
kind of how Naruto, like Shonen or Bleach, how there's a little bit of like, oh, like this. There's not really much in that, which I can
No,
appreciate.
there's really nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, I mean, there are characters who are like together, but like,
But it's not like the focus.
not the
It's not the
point.
focal
It's
point of their like.
It's not even really. It's really just
arcs.
it exists,
Mhm.
but it's not important.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's you eventually meet the third year student who was suspended or expelled, like that wasn't allowed at the event in the
Mhm.
anime.
Whoa.
And yeah, you meet his
Kirara?
kind of partner.
Hoshi?
Yeah. You're looking at the thing.
Yeah. I'm just looking at their pictures. I'm not scrolling down because I don't want to see any spoilers.
Yeah, no, they just have a partner, and
Yuta
he's cool.
Okatuchu
Yuta
is the
Okotsu.
one is the one who isn't in the show, but the movie is about, right?
Yes.
He comes in later.
Yeah.
I'm
comes
so
back.
excited for him.
So I'll just give you a rough timeline, because the Shibuya incident's a really long one. He comes in towards the end of it.
I'm
And
so
He's currently the main focus of the more recent chapters.
I'm so jazzed for him.
The movie
I-
was good.
I
really
loved
liked
him.
the movie.
I loved Yuta on sight. I loved Yuji
I wanna
on
know
sight. I
what
loved Megumi on
versions-
sight. I love
also
these
nice that it
characters.
That it wasn't propaganda like My Hero tends to be.
Yeah, that's
It
propaganda.
was nice to not have to deal with that.
Nice to deal with
Um,
what?
No
Not,
propaganda.
it not being propaganda.
What do you mean?
Like pro cop. Like My Hero is like,
like
everyone
things
is
that
actually
things
a cop.
that like show cops as like
Yeah.
doing more than they actually do.
Oh.
Like, oh, the cops are the big damn heroes. No.
Yeah, because like My Hero, essentially, that's what the heroes are. Sorry, I'm looking through the cast list some more. Togi,
I love
Inumaki?
Toge.
such a fucking good design.
He's
Yeah.
such a
So
badass.
In the
Who?
original
Is that one?
manga, he actually
Toge?
had
Tuna.
Cursed
Tuna.
speech.
Salmon.
Kelp.
Kelp. Bonito flakes.
Yeah, so his design for Zero was actually changed because he originally had Yuji's haircut.
Yeah, he doesn't look as cool in the anime. I like his TV show look. Oh, he does
Wait,
get another look that's.
You just said anime
his-
and TV show look.
Oh,
does-
sorry. I don't like his manga look as much.
The bowl cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only in Jujutsu Kaisen. In Zero, it's different.
I love the bowl cut.
I am. I like there's like they kind of remind Jake. You probably don't know this as Chamber from X-Men.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Chamber, where not like there's no fire coming out of their mouth, but like from here down, you can't really see the character. And when you do, it's like for a reason.
Yeah, he's got
powers are really cool too.
The fangs and tongue.
And then Panda.
Panda.
There is just a panda.
What's wrong with Panda?
Panda's awesome.
Nothing wrong with
It's
Panda.
not an actual panda, though.
No.
Yeah, it's a cursed corpse.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a curse.
It's technically 3.
We
cursed
won't. Yeah,
corpses.
we won't talk about the other. The other stuff blew my mind. I was not expecting that. There's a conversation between a mech and a panda in this series, and I'm sitting here on my couch like,
Am I high?
what? What am I? I was like, what am I watching? I was like, this is absolutely wild.
Panda.
I probably watch way too much anime to just and read too much manga to really go, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, no, that was not normal for me. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
The guy
All right,
that's from the Kyoto school, he is a robot, but he looks
Mechamaru.
like tree. He looks
He
like
is
his body is
not
bark.
a robot.
It looks like he's made of bark, but he seems very android-like.
Is a mech.
Yeah, it's a mech.
Yeah.
Why does he look like tree? His body it looks like bark.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
I agree.
It's a
I
brown
agree.
color, so yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Cursed womb?
Don't look.
Oh,
further.
okay, it's a cursed object. Got it. It's the whole concept of like cursed things and like a lot of the world's negativity feeding it is really cool.
Yeah, you do not look at anything about the cursed wombs. Those are important.
I'm
We
gonna go
experienced
purposefully
one of the
spoil
cursed
myself.
wombs at the beginning,
Yes, but there's a special
where
version of them
Yuji
called
got his
the
hand
death.
cut off.
Yes, but there's a different one called cursed womb death paintings, which are even more important.
Cool. I'm gonna go look
I
it up.
avoid spoilers at all costs.
I
Um,
act-
Stop
Actively
looking
seek
at
them
stuff,
out.
Dan.
I'm only on the.
I
I'm on
am
the
telling
page.
you terms to avoid.
Yeah. What else? What else do you want to talk about?
Don't look at things.
I mean, what other things in the show do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Junpei. And
was so
how
sad.
I was fucking robbed. I was
I'm
lulled
glad he's dead.
into a sense of security. Go away, Jake. I was
Who the hell's
lulled.
Junpei?
Junpei
was
is the character
Guy with the
that
hair, and
the
he
hair.
was
Yeah,
the
I
one
text you a
his
very
mom-
specific
Yeah.
thing about this
Yeah.
character.
I am so mad about it, largely because I was lulled into a sense of security. I took what the opening gave me, and I took it at face value. I was like, oh, look, it's Junpei, and he's wearing a Jujutsu sorcerer fucking outfit. So obviously he lives, and then he clearly doesn't fucking live after several episodes of them being like, yeah, here's this really tragic ass story, and
where
then
he
like,
formed a friendship with Yuji,
he forms
and
a
they were
friendship with
eating
Yuji,
food,
who is
and they watched
pure.
a movie together.
And they really said, like, they fully were like, here, we're gonna give you this, like, really pure and wholesome interaction, obviously, like, sprinkled with horror and shit, because that's what
And
we're
then we're
about.
going to rip it
And
away
then
from
we're
you.
going to rip it away. We're going to rip your heart out through your throat, just so you know that this is a horror manga.
You know who I blame for that? I blame Stitches McGee. It was his fault.
I legitimately forgot that
Gato?
character existed.
I
Gato?
will never.
No,
be honest with
Gato is the
No,
one with
she's
the
talking
black
about
hair.
she's
right?
talking
I'm
about Mojito.
talking about crazy one
She's
Stitches.
talking about Mojito.
everywhere.
Yeah, Mojito.
Who also has
Mojito.
the same energy as Gojo. Like he's all like, "Hi, I'm powerful, but I'm silly."
I love it.
It's called
wonderful.
being manic.
I
It's
love
wonderful.
It. Silly,
And
the silly, goofy mood.
I think the thing, like, another thing that really just makes me giggle is the complete lack of proper pacing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
This
takes that and
whole
throws
story-
it out of the window.
This whole story, they were like, all right, we're gonna introduce you to this kid. Doesn't know what the fuck's happening. Only really has powers because he's a dumbass. We're not gonna give him a training arc at all. Then we're going to introduce you to his best friends. And then we're going to immediately throw them into a fight that could get them killed. Like, they were like, fuck a training arc. School. We're going immediately into OP villain. And it's so funny.
Awesome. Then they die.
It's so funny. And it's just so absurd. And I love how absurd it is. Like, on a different level of just, like, anime absurd. Because, like, I really feel like with the combination of the horror elements, like, it just makes it even more, like, dude, what? And then it's also just, like, so funny. Like, I truly did not expect it to be funny, considering, like, what it's about and, like, what kinds of villains we're seeing and like, the gravity of how they talk about their powers and stuff. And then you have Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji, complete morons together. All three of them share a single brain cell, and it's always with Megumi. And they're just so stupid. And I love them because it doesn't sacrifice that innate, like, feral stupidity of high schoolers. Just like, yeah, these are some really strong kids, but also these are kids. And if they think Megumi is getting hit on, they're going to go feral.
My favorite scene, probably out of the entire season, was when Todo punches Yuji in the head, and Yuji goes, "Why would you hit me in the head? What if you make me stupider than I already am?" And I was like, all right, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, their fight's probably the highlight of the season for me, because they're so funny that it just goes from, like, we are going to fight to the death to you're my best friend, you're my brother. I was like, yeah, okay. And it's not just that, like, it's like, oh, that's totally normal, like, these characters are like that. Everyone else is genuinely confused by it as well. They're like,
well, so is Yuji.
Best friends now? Yeah, Yuji's just like, what the
After
fuck
the
just
fight,
happened?
he doesn't understand why.
Yeah, he has no idea. Love that guy. I need more characters like that. That was...
Man, I
just love how much of a just fucking sunshine boy he is. He's like, hello, I am the host of the deadliest, most ancient curse to ever exist. I want to be your friend. Like, what?
Can I reveal my favorite trivia fact about Gojo that doesn't come up until later in the manga?
I love trivia.
He's a fan of Digimon.
Oh, they watched Lord of the Rings in this show?
Lord of the Rings is canon, and I love that. He's literally watching there, and it's like, Sam. And I'm like, oh.
And it's like the gayest scene, too. It's like, Sam, Frodo. Oh, you can't see the camera, but I just pretended I was kissing.
Yeah, it reminds me of that really weird audio, the really strange audio that's going around TikTok. The kissing one with and they were boys.
Oh, I saw that one with wrestling.
Yeah,
and they were.
I just keep seeing people dunk I just keep seeing people stitching the ones where it's a girl, like a straight girl, making it really homophobic.
Yeah, I saw those too.
Yeah,
not a fan.
Yeah, it's ugh.
God, what else? The pacing was kind of batshit. Like, I don't think the last couple episodes needed to be in this season whatsoever. I think they were weirdly tacked on.
Set up for the next one.
They could have left it at the end of the crossover and then put that at the beginning of the next season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was again to kind of like lead up and a cliffhanger to.
Yeah, but it kind of ruins all of like the build up of that entire arc. And it's like, yeah, it's a couple more episodes. I'm like, why?
But we're missing.
Well, it's
we're missing the best part.
What?
The baseball game.
There's a baseball game.
Should I see the baseball game?
I'm only on episode 15.
That's after.
Scarlett's not there yet, but
Yeah, that's the second event of the Goodwill event.
They have a fucking...
No, they're in the forest right now. They're running around trying to get curses.
Wild.
These-
Absolutely wild.
These weirdos get all dressed up in, like, actual baseball gear, and they have a baseball game.
Good. Good. I like that. I approve.
It's so
Baseball.
silly.
It really is. It's the whole thing's silly, but like you still really like the characters and like they're well done.
Yeah, and it doesn't sacrifice the more intense emotional arcs too, because like, you know, at the very beginning there's Yuji who's kind of just like floating through his own life because he doesn't know what to do or what he wants to do, and he's like basically
It's very much
completely
a roller
alone.
coaster.
And
He joins a cult club.
and like, he basically ends up joining a cult. But like, suddenly he is faced with the choice of like watching his classmates die or like doing something about it, despite not having any sort of ability to do so. And so like,
Watch your
the
friends
whole-
die or eat old mummified finger.
yeah, like the whole inciting incident of like, at least Yuji's entire arc is just him being like, I'm not going to stand around and just watch things happen anymore.
He's not going to be
Yeah,
passive anymore.
I really liked that. I like that's the whole point. He's like, if I can do something with my life, like I want to do it.
Yeah, and that's what makes
it's
his
also-
whole like timeline kind of makes sense for him to kind of just accept it, because he's like, all right, fine, like clearly at the end of this really long road that you have me on, you're gonna kill me regardless, and I'm not just gonna take that lying down, so like I'm gonna do something about it. And I really like that.
I'll be honest with you, when the concept of the finger eating, because I didn't know that was this show until I started the show, and I was like, yeah, I'd probably do that. Like there was no hesitation whatsoever. It was like, yeah, I would.
I mean, die or just eat this weird finger and gain
no,
immense power. Sure.
No. Even if die wasn't a part of the situation, if Jake was like, hey, I got these weird fingers, if you eat them, you'll become super strong, I'd
Yeah.
still do it.
I wouldn't give them to you.
Easy.
I wouldn't give these.
Yeah, it's probably not good. I just really enjoyed this one. I don't know when Chainsaw Man comes out, but I'm excited for that one too. But I legitimately
I
bought
also want you to
all of
watch
them.
Spy Family.
I've heard that's a good one. It's coming
great.
out soon, isn't it?
Yeah,
The manga's out. I think the anime is
it's
coming out
stupid
soon.
fun. Spy X Family.
But yeah, I honestly think this might be.
Dan, let me explain Spy X Family to you real quick.
No, wait. Let's finish.
We're
the
in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
You can
Message
explain
him.
you can
Text
explain
him.
other anime to Dan on your
Jake,
own time.
You're not going to be allowed in episodes where you know more than what we're covering anymore.
We're supposed to have an expert on every episode.
Yeah, but most of the experts don't talk about the future.
Future.
I can't help. I barely said a thing.
Because we keep cutting you off.
I want to talk about so many other things. I'm being good. I'm just explaining the tiniest details for you.
Hey Dan, do you have the option to mute Jake if necessary?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else
If you
I got.
start to try to mute me, I'm going to talk about all this time Scarlett has threatened me on a game chat. Last time we were on a game chat, Scarlett threatened me 4 times. She said, Jake, I'm going to kill you.
It's not a threat, it's a promise.
If I could die, I'd be gone already.
Sorry, I'm just looking at these
I'm
characters
just here.
Amanda,
Yeah,
did you eat yet?
I did. I had dinner. Thank you. I
Nice.
even
Oh,
also
we
had
didn't talk
breakfast
about
and
Kento.
lunch.
We didn't talk about Kento at all, which I wanted to talk about.
Nanami!
Dude just loves. He's like, yeah, making money.
Wait, I'm not joking. Like, watching Nanami and him being like, no, the workday is over, really made me be like, I need to have better work-life balance than an anime character.
Yes.
100%. He was
7-3.
like, "No, this has to be done by 6 o'clock. I'm off. I'm done with work."
Yeah.
Then.
He's
not
like,
working overtime.
if I need overtime, bro. I love him so much.
Such a
He's a
good character.
73 salary man.
He's just.
His glasses are cool as shit too.
I
Yeah.
love his design. They were really just like, here's this really sexy
Guy in a
office man.
suit.
We're gonna put him in a
just-
cheetah print tie.
Jake, Satoru is the one that gives him the note with the dick drawn on
Yes.
it, right?
Satoru is the one who gives him the dick drawing.
That was so funny, and then it's the thing with him running through the flowers.
I also really love Nanami's relationship with Yuji and how, like, he's very much just like, all right, I'm gonna explain this in small words for you, and we're gonna do great. And Yuji's just like, yeah, what?
There's such in your notes, like it's so true. It's like how Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji share one brain cell, and it all comes from Megumi. Like Nobara and Yuji are just like the.
They're really just like fully. They're just weirdos, and then they go feral, and you're like, oh god, oh no.
I am
like,
very upset with the energy we have created in this room today.
because like Nobara is just insane, but she's also really silly. And then when she gets cornered, you're like, this is terrifying. And I know she only gets even more terrifying, and I'm excited.
I really liked this show. I was not ready to become as obsessed as I was to buy the entire series, but here I am. Here I stand. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics to that Kelly Clarkson song. Here I am. No, that's not Kelly Clarkson. Is it? Here I am once again. Oh, behind these hazel eyes.
Yeah,
Yep, that is Kelly Clarkson.
it is.
Do a Kelly Clarkson episode next week. Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I really hope people check it out. Does anybody else have any final things they want to get out?
It's a really good show. I don't think there's a character like even the bad guys, like even Stitches and Gato. Like I saw the movie first before watching this. And seeing Gato in the movie and then now seeing him now, I was like, okay, kind of like you. Like your hair. You're a little bad dude, but you got something going on for you.
You definitely can watch it. I mean, technically,
It's a prequel.
Zero did... No, it's not a prequel, because it came out first.
Now first.
Jujutsu Kaisen is a sequel.
Well,
And then
what?
the sequel was more popular, and then they turned the original into a prequel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean prequel is in it comes before. Like the story is before. Like the timeline in the timeline. It is before
Right, but
the
you
events.
wouldn't call New Hope a prequel.
Both
you call it
things
the
can be
original.
true. Both things can be true.
Yeah, they all exist in the same universe.
Well, what do you?
I do want to see it because there's more of the panda.
JJK Zero can be considered a prequel.
I kept on sending you the openings
It became
to
a prequel.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah,
so you'd see Panda running across a building, and you didn't pick up on that.
Panda's wild.
Panda is wild.
Panda.
He's also one of the most stable characters in the series.
I'm also glad he's not a main character, though.
I find him a little boring.
Yes, that's why I don't want him to be a main character. I like him as much as I can see him.
He's not one of those characters you need too much of. He only pops in every so often.
Which is fine. That whole team only showing up every so often is fine. I don't think they have enough for me to...
Maki
hold
becomes
the show.
more important.
No, I want more Maki. I need more.
Maki does have
hair?
a couple...
Green hair.
Green hair.
She's the one that can fight and has glasses.
With the glasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She becomes...
Miwa.
Yeah, you're thinking of useless Miwa.
Oh, poor Miwa.
Which one's Miwa?
Blue hair. With like
The
the asymmetrical bangs.
The suit.
Oh, I like her.
Oh, yeah,
She's
Maki's
sweet.
She's great.
I like her too, but she
doesn't-
refers to
she's
herself as
useless.
useless Miwa.
Aw.
Yeah.
She has a crush on Gojo,
Oh,
and I think it's
me,
adorable.
Useless Miwa.
She's like Eeyore.
Yes, Eeyore.
She's the Eeyore of their show.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Also,
something.
real quick, we didn't talk about which girl, like, just Sabrina just flies on her broom. She's just a witch
Oh,
with, like,
Momo?
Jinx hair.
Yeah.
She looks like
She has
Ins-
Jinx hair, like, from the Teen Titans Jinx. Like,
what's that shit all you guys like?
That's vague.
It's funny that
the
you bring up
director.
Jinx because Jinx doesn't have hair in the comics. And
The Wuda Wada?
director.
The director. The director.
Does the fucking Howl's Moving Castle?
Yes.
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli. What's the
Hayao
one with the
Miyazaki.
witch?
Kiki's Delivery
Kiki's
Service?
Delivery
Yeah,
Service.
Yeah, that's what I got the
Hayao
vibes of.
Miyazaki. Yeah.
Doesn't she ride on a little broom?
She does.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, delivery
that's,
service.
That's yeah.
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 I just saw
that-
it like that, and I was like, witch.
Yeah, that's yeah. She's supposed to be a witch.
Totoro was good, but the rest.
How many of you watched?
What? I'm on, like,
I watched House.
oh,
I didn't like it either.
Well, how is it based on a book?
House Moving Castle is one of my favorites. That and Spirited Away.
Have you watched
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke?
That one's good.
No.
Are we done
No,
talking
but-
about Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah. Do you have any other things you want to cover?
I'm
No.
dead.
Amanda, what else?
I'm
Go
not
watch
allowed.
it. Go watch it.
Yeah, Jake's not allowed.
Uh,
No.
I mean,
Wow.
Jake, I'm gonna read it.
go
so-
watch it.
Yeah, no.
and,
Once you're caught up, we're talking.
Yeah.
and then I guess go read it, or else Jake will have nothing to say to you.
I am so God. It's so good.
Jake
It
will
really
have
is.
nothing to say.
Do they have a timeline on when the new one's gonna come out? Do we talk about this?
Yeah, it's sometime in.
It's 2023. I am assuming.
Holy
I think
fuck.
they said spring. So
Yeah, it's because the studio is working on
that
very
could be, like-
specific things.
that could very well mean March.
You got to remember, this is
studio
also the
done?
studio that's working on Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're taking
Oh.
fucking forever.
That one comes out in August, doesn't it?
I believe so. It says it's scheduled for 2022. I'm
I
looking
feel
at
like
it
it's been
now.
scheduled for 2022 for my entire life.
Yeah.
They announced Chainsaw Man, and I said, "What the fuck is that?" And I looked it up, and I said, "I need that."
I need that in my life.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's both Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen are animated by Mappa,
Oh,
I like their animation style too.
who did
They've-
Yuri on Ice.
They've been too busy with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, they're
and now they're
Attack on
like,
Titan.
"We're gonna take a nap."
Yeah, I mean,
Did you say Yaoi on Ice?
Yes,
Yuri
Yaoi.
on Ice.
I mean,
which
the
Yaoi
Yaoi
on
on
Ice
Ice,
is
yes.
it is
It
closer
is.
to Yaoi on Ice.
yeah.
Yaoi on Ice.
but it's
Can't wait for-
good.
They also did Kids
wait
on the
for-
Slope, Terror in Residence, and stuff. Bunch of stuff.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, but specifically, I think they mainly did final season.
Yes, they did, and they made
Yeah.
everyone sexy. That's
Mhm.
Mappa's specialty.
I am
Yes.
still in season 3 because I refuse to watch. I want to watch more, but I want to take my sweet time with it because I don't want it to be over.
I'm watching it. I'm just hate watching it.
Oh, they're
You're
doing
hate
Hell's
watching it?
Paradise?
I'm hate watching it.
Ooh.
Because you hate it?
It's not even so much that I hate Attack on Titan. I just it makes me angry.
Yeah, same.
I love it. I can't.
goofy
I
ass fucking
love it
giants.
for one reason, and that reason is 5'2" and sexy.
Yes, we
And-
know, Levi. Levi's barely in it.
Don't
Just
care.
about giant, like goofy ass giants.
No,
They look so. I could not get into because they look so stupid.
consequences of war.
Okay, I can live that every day.
And then they're like, let's make our main character Hitler.
Yeah,
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of fascist stuff in
Spoilers.
there. It's
Spoilers.
not done well.
It's not a spoiler. You've been watching it happen.
No,
Yeah, no.
I haven't.
No, it's been fascist since the beginning.
He's been basically Hitler.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a Sopranos meme. It's called Multiverse of Madness.
Should we do an
I got the
ending?
rights. Yeah. So, you can find this on HBO Max, Crunchyroll, and at your local shops to buy the manga. You can find us at gatecrashers.fan, on all social media at gatecrasherspod. And you'll see us next week. Or you'll hear us next week. We're not a visual medium.
Yes.
Woo!
No.
Never.
No. Never. Goodbye. See you soon.
Bye.
Love you.
Get out.
It's the Gate Crashers.